Hello everyone, welcome for the class. Today we'll be looking after the chapter 4, that is remote replication of module 3. Remote replication is the process to create the replicas of the information assets at the remote sites. So this replication is going to help the organizations to mitigate the risk associated with the regionally driven outages resulting from the natural or the human made disasters. So during any sort of the disaster, the workload can be it can be moved to the remote site and the business operation can be continued. So the remote replicas can also be used for the other business operations. So this is same as a local replication where the data used to be replicated within the organization. In the remote replication, the data is being replicated at the different geographical locations, and when any sort of a disaster takes place, the business operation still keeps on continuing, accessing it from the different geographical locations wherever the data is being replicated. Now we have the different modes of replication. There are the two modes of replication. The first one is synchronous and the second one is asynchronous. In asynchronous, as you can see in this diagram, we have the host, we are having the source, we have the target. We have been having the source, the target, and the source and the target from the host. Now what happens in this one is, it is as the term states, it is synchronous. The first step is the data from the host is being moved to the source, the data is written to the source, and the data from the source, that is second step, the data from the source is replicated to the target at the remote site. So remember, the target is at the different geographical location, but still you are replicating the data. And in the synchronous, once the data is being moved from the host to the source to the target, so from the target we are going to get back the acknowledgement to the source stating that the data is being copied, and at that time the source is going to acknowledge back to the host stating that the write is being complete. So this is called as the synchronous replication. In case the data is copied to the host source, and from the source the data is moved to the target, so for the next data that we are going to get it is not going to write the data to the target until it is going to receive the acknowledgement back to the host. So until and unless that data is being waiting in the buffer. Okay, so it has to wait to write the next data. Now you can see that the degree of the impact on the response time, mainly it is going to be dependent on the sites and the bandwidth and the quality of the service. Now you can check in this one the bandwidth that is being given for the synchronous replication. This is the maximum, that is the required bandwidth, and this is the type of the workload we have been having. So the amount of the data is being written, so it is going to be dependent. Now bandwidth provided for synchronous replication is less than the maximum write workload, and response time might be excessively elongated, causing the applications to timeout, because the from the source the data has to be moved to the target and it has to acknowledge. Until and unless the acknowledgement is transferred back to the host, then it is going to wait to write the next data. So at that particular period of the time, the bandwidth is just it is being kept intact. So this is and the workload is going to increase. So for this purpose, I can say that the bandwidth and the quality of the service and the distance between them, it is going to impact for the response time. Next, moving on to the second one is asynchronous replication. In asynchronous replication, the first step is the host is going to write the data to the source, and the second one is the source is going to immediately acknowledge the data to the host, stating that the data is being copied into the source, and later from the source the data is being copied or it is replicated at the remote site, and later the target or the remote site, from there the acknowledgement is given back to the source, stating that the data is being copied or the data is being replicated at the remote site. So if you compare the previous one diagram for the synchronous, it used to be copied from the source to the target, from the target again back to the source, and then back to the host. But in the asynchronous, the cycle is been different. First it is been moving across the source and then back to the host, later from the source to the target, and from the target back to the host. So this is a minute difference between the synchronous and asynchronous replication. Now you can check in this one is asynchronous remote replication is going to provide a finite recovery point objective whenever there is a disaster recovery solution, and this recovery point is going to depend upon the size of the buffer, available bandwidth, and the right workload to the source, and it is going to take the advantage of the locality of the reference. That means if there are, in case there is a repeated write, okay, that is going to be avoided. When the similar writes are been there, then it is going to avoid that one. So through this one it is going to what you say, take the advantage, and it is not going to write the multiple data. That means repeated writes are being avoided. Now if you check in this one the diagram, you can check that this is the average, that is the required bandwidth. Whatever the data is been there, it is being moved, that means the workload is being taken. So with this one what happens is, in case there are multiple times of the data has to be been written to the same location. So what happens is, before it is being written, all the data is being buffered back, and it is going to write the final data. So because of this, the typical workload can be reduced instead of writing it multiple times, and it can save even the bandwidth, and we can make sure that the buffers can be used properly in such a situations, right? So through this one, the utilizations of the resources also is done at the proper point. Okay, so this was all about the modes of the replications at the remote site using the synchronous and asynchronous references, right? Then moving on to the next one, we have been having the remote replication technologies. So in the remote replication technologies, what type of the technologies we apply so that we are trying to replicate the data? As I have already said that we have two types of the replication, modes of the replication. One is the synchronous and the another one is asynchronous. Using this same synchronous and asynchronous, we are trying to replicate the data. We apply the technology. There are totally three types. First one is the host based remote replication. The second one is storage array based remote replication, and the third one is network based remote replication. If I am not wrong, these are the three types that are also being repeated in the local replication technologies. In the host based, we have the logical volume manager replication. The second one is the database replication. In the storage array based, we are having synchronous, asynchronous, disk buffered replication, and the last one is the network based replication. So moving on to the next one, we'll be studying the first one is logical volume manager based remote replication. So here in this one, before we start the replication, the identical volume groups, logical volumes and file systems are being created at the remote site and also at the target site. So your initial synchronization is being done between the source and the replica. So One method to perform this initial synchronization is to back up the source data and restore the data at the remote replica, and it can be the data can be performed replicating via the IP network. Now you can check in this one, we have been having the production host and we have this remote where I want to copy the data. We are having the host same, and we are having these logical volumes, and the same logical volumes are also being maintained at the remote site. So please remember here, the way the host is being there, that is the host, production host, the same exact replica has to be created even at the target side also, and it is going to support both the asynchronous and synchronous mode of replication, where the data will be copied from the source to the destination, that is the target, and the target is going to give the acknowledgement, and from this acknowledgement the host is been getting the acknowledged for the write data, either using the synchronous, or the host is copying the data to volume manager. Volume manager is going to send the acknowledgement, and later it has been copied to the target site. So this both can be adapted in this one, and whenever the data transfer is taking place, it is being done using the IP networks. And in this one, the CPU resources on the source host are shared between the replication task and also the applications. But the problem with this one is it is going to degrade the performance, because it has to run the applications on the host. Okay, so this is one of the drawback related to the logical volume manager. The next one, we are having host based log shipping. So in this one, as I have already discussed in the previous videos, that the log file which is being written into the database, and it is being maintained, stating that what are the transactions being performed at the particular period of the time, and this whole data is containing all the details of each and every transaction in terms of the time. Okay, so this is related to the log file. In this one, the transaction to the source database are captured in the logs, and they have been periodically transmitted from the source to the remote host. And as this one is going to require the less network bandwidth, because it is only going to transfer the log files, not completely the data is being transferred. Now you can check here, we are having the host source and this is the remote site, and we are having the log file from where the source database is having the data, and only these logs files will be transferred at the remote site, and this data will be moved to the database. So into the database it is being moved. So this is the one of the benefit where the completely transfer of the data doesn't takes place. Then so this is the one of the advantage over the LVM based remote replication. Okay, so this was all about the host based replication. In the next video we'll come across the storage array based remote replication. Thank you.